This year marks the 10th generation of Google's Pixel phones. Now, before we get to them, let me ask you, did you actually think Google would get this far? I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. But for this year, while you might not see a ton of changes on the outside, Google has been hard at work to make some pretty big updates under the hood. So let's see what's going on. Let's start with the base Pixel 10 and Pixel 10 Pro and Pro XL. Now, they're both getting new actual and super actual displays depending on which model you're talking about, which pumps the peak brightness all the way up to 3000 or 3300 nits respectively. And that's up from 2700 and 3000 on the previous models. But as far as the Pixel 10's design goes, aside from some refresh color options, like they did bring back that indigo blue color from the original Pixel 1, which is pretty cool, you won't see a ton of changes. That is until you flip it around back. That's because this year, in addition to your standard main and ultra wide cameras, the base Pixel 10 is getting a new 5x telephoto zoom lens. Inside, you get Google's latest Tensor G5 chip, which Google says has a TPU that's about 60% faster than before, and you're talking about 30% faster overall performance. Then there's 12 gigs of RAM or 16 gigs on the 10 Pro and a range of storage sizes. Speaking of the Pro, while Google says both models come with improved speakers, the one on the Pro and the Pro XL are supposed to be the loudest on any Pixel yet. Now, of course, with the base Pixel 10 now having a dedicated zoom lens, Google didn't want the Pro models to feel shortchanged, so now they're getting what Google's calling ProRes zoom. And it's pretty interesting because it allows you to take a really high-res, long-range telephoto zoom, and then just using AI to kind of up-res, fill in the gaps, and it even pays attention to some of the smaller details like people's faces, so you don't end up with AI slop. Even though the overall dimensions of the Pixel 10 Pro Fold hasn't changed that much, Google did manage to fit a larger 5,015 mAh battery inside. And then around back, there is a new 48 megapixel main sensor, along with the same ultra-wide and 5x telephoto zoom lenses we had before. This wouldn't be a Pixel phone launch without a bunch of new software and AI-powered features. The new Magic Queue feature uses AI to help surface information like flight reservations, forecasts, addresses, and dinner reservations, so they appear right inside the app that you're already using when you actually need them. And depending on what kind of information is, you can actually tap on it and it'll send that information to someone who might have messaged you asking for that info. And then there's Daily Hub. It's kind of like a centralized digest for all the things that might be important to you. It puts all your important calendar, appointments, and stuff like that, and reminders if you need to get to a meeting or you gotta remember to pick up the groceries today. That's where it'll be. But stay tuned for more because there are so many features that we are gonna have to wait until we actually can review these properly to give our final opinion on them. Stay tuned to Engadget for more news, reviews, videos, and hands-ons.